Hi, everybody. My name is Maggie Reeves, and I am part of the Master Scheduling and Counseling team here at Crosstown High with Miss Sasha Haynes, our professional school counselor. I'm recording this video today to guide you through our course selections for next year and how we do our scheduling, how we do everything here at Crosstown High. I want you to keep in mind that this is a ton of information. So not only do you have this video right now, but you also have the document that I'm about to share my screen and show you that will also have this video attached. It's a lot. You also can call or email me or Miss Haynes at any time to answer any of your questions. So I'm going to go ahead and get started by showing you this guide to course planning at Crosstown High. The very top here, I have a couple of important links. So the very first thing that every high schooler will need to keep in mind is, what can I do to graduate? So here is the state of Tennessee's website with the required credits to graduate, along with the amount of credits to graduate. But remember, not all credits are created equally. These 22 are just not any 22. They include these 4 math credits, 4 English credits, 3 science credits, including biology, chemistry, or physics, and a 3rd lab course. Social studies, including U.S. history, geography, world history and geography, U.S. government, civics, and economics. 1.5 credits of PE and wellness, which we call lifetime wellness here. Personal finance, which is a 1/2 credit. 2 foreign language credits of the same language, and they must be back to back in our school years. Fine arts, and an elective focus. So that elective focus, by the way, is 3 classes outside of any of the required to graduate electives that all have the same elective focus subject area. So it could be that your student takes 3 fine arts classes, 3 CTE classes, 3 humanities classes, whatever. Here at Crosstown, this elective focus is met in a pretty special way. We know teenagers and we know that they like to change their minds a lot, and we want them to do that and to explore what we have to offer here. So we count our apex classes or our capstone as a humanities credit. So no matter what, no matter how many decisions are changed, how many classes are explored, your student will always have their elective focus in their back pocket with our capstone class. Now, the next link on here is our elective course catalog for next school year. Now, there's a lot on here. We try to link everything back to all of our other documents, but especially to the Tennessee State graduating required to graduate electives and courses. But you can scroll down through here. Some of these aren't very helpful for you all right now as rising freshmen, but you can scroll down through here and see all of our fine arts credits, all of our career and technical education classes, that's CTE. You can see all of our lifetime wellness and PE. Those are the 2. Our foreign language, humanities, and then finally math and science. So that is our elective course catalog. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going through all of those, but it has all of our information on there, including how many credits would be earned taking that class, what grade levels can take that class, how many semesters they take them, and prerequisites for that class. So our next document here is Crosstown High's grade level requirements. Again, we put the Tennessee graduation requirements right up top. Every single time we put it right at the very beginning. Now for next year, our 9th grade students will be taking English 1 honors. They'll be taking economics and U.S. government, again, both honors. They'll be taking integrated math 1 mostly. Most of our freshmen will be in integrated math 1, but there might be a couple of students who are in higher level math classes, and that note is down here. I'll get to that in just a minute. All of our students will be taking either environmental science, AP environmental science, or anatomy and physiology. They will be taking 2 electives. The first one must fulfill a credit toward graduation. So it must be one of those required to graduate electives like fine arts, lifetime wellness, or a foreign language. And then the second elective can be anything that you want. It can be any kind of elective. If you want it to be another required to graduate elective, that is perfect and makes your life a lot easier whenever you get into your upperclassmen years. But it's up to you. Now, as far as those math credits go, you may have some high school math credits on your transcript right now as middle schoolers, and that's totally fine. Our course request document does give you the option to put that information in there, and then our math department head will be reaching out to you to discuss your next steps. The next thing on here is our daily bell schedule. There are a couple of confusing things on here. So everybody will have an advisory and then this enrichment block. And enrichment is used as a time for teacher office hours, for study hall, for career exploration. We bring in community members and professionals from the community to talk about their careers and what they did to get there. It could be used as a time for clubs to meet. It could be used as basically anything. And so every student has that twice a week right after their advisory. The only other confusing thing that I can think of on here is this 3rd or 4th period capstone/content. So our capstone class, which is what it's called in Power School, that's what will show up on your schedule. We call Apex here internally because we want that class to be the apex of a student's learning in a year or in their high school career. So some of the apexes that are going to be offered are theater. Some of them are, I think there's one that's focused on gardening, but they are semester-long projects. So you commit to working on one project, either by yourself or with a class of students and a teacher for an entire semester. And it all culminates in a winter exhibition that we call Backstage Pass. Some students choose the same apex both semesters. So, for instance, I'm the theater instructor, the musical theater instructor here, and I had a lot of students who were both in the fall play this year and the spring musical. So they stayed in theater the whole year. And we considered those their culmination of learning. Those performances were their, performance of learning. So our students next year, instead of having every single student in an apex at the exact same time during the day, we have half of our students who will be in their capstone or apex class, 3rd period, and then the other half of students will be in their capstone or apex class during 4th period. Whenever you are not in that apex class, you will be in a content area class. So that explains that. Now, the next thing is that every single student here at Crosstown High creates a graduation planner during their freshman year. Actually, we did them about a month ago with our freshmen in their English classes with both me, well, either me or Miss Haynes, sometimes both of us. Now, throughout your time here at Crosstown, you will be updating these graduation planners. So right now they look pretty blank because you are not a high school student yet. The very most that would be on there is if you have any high school level math classes. I don't need you guys to worry about creating one of these right now, but I do think it's important that you know that these exist, and we have this awesome student-facing template that if you want to take some notes on, you're welcome to make a copy like so, make a copy right up there, and fill it out yourself. Again, all of this is probably blank, but what we did is we put the correct grade levels for each of the classes that your students will be taking right here. The credit earned. So, this shouldn't be anything right now. And then the credits required to graduate in the state. And again, we have our emails right up here. So if you have any questions, our emails and numbers are everywhere. Now, a couple of questions that I get a whole lot. Required electives. Every student at Crosstown High must pass all state graduation requirements to graduate. Duh. With that in mind, freshmen and sophomores must select a required to graduate elective as their very first choice for electives. So on the course selection form, which I'm going to show you in a minute, the first elective choice looks a little scant right now. And that's because those are only our fine arts, our lifetime wellness, our PE, our foreign languages that are available as that first choice elective. Then again, the second choice can be anything you want. I also got a lot of questions about AP environmental science versus environmental science. So I linked our AP course guide right here for you guys to look at. And that gives you a lot of information about the difference between those classes. There are a ton of AP classes on here. So really, we put AP environmental science right up top so that nobody feels too overwhelmed going into 9th grade. But it gives you a bunch of information right there. A gifted program. Crosstown High does not offer a specific gifted, or some schools call it CLU program here in Memphis. That is for a lot of reasons. And you also will hear me talk about English honors and economics honors. And that's because all of our classes here at Crosstown, all but a couple, are only honors or AP classes. We do work with students at all learning levels and all levels of advancement in their classes. But as far as their transcripts go, honors, we have every student keyed in as an honors student here at Crosstown. So again, some middle schools offer high school level math classes for their students to take. In the course selection form, we cover that. But again, please ask us any questions if you're confused. When a student selects a higher math class than Integrated Math 1 on their course selection form, Ms. Shelley Cox, who is our math department chair, is going to be reaching out to those families specifically to schedule a Zoom meeting to discuss next steps. And that could be, man, I really did not love Algebra 2 or Algebra 1 in 8th grade, and I think that I should retake that. Or I want to be a mathematician when I grow up, and when is the soonest I can take AP Calculus? And that's going to be that kind of discussion with Ms. Cox. Now, once this video is recorded, it will be linked right here. So sorry that it's not. But here's the big moment, the course selection form for rising freshmen. How this works is, of course, you will fill out your name. I've put my name right here. I'm going to say next. Also, we linked every single document that I've talked to you guys about right up here. And I know it's a little hard on your phone because these didn't hyperlink as seamlessly as I wanted them to, but you can copy and paste these into another browser and pick them up really easily. A reminder that none of these selections are guaranteed, and selections are not first come, first served. So really take your time making your selections. And ideally, we get these choices, these requests in by May 12th. So you've got about 2.5 weeks to get this done. Also, if you see any problems or have any questions, look, there's my email again. So please let me know if you have any questions at all. I'm going to say next here. Now, again, I put all freshmen right here, what they automatically will be put into. So we don't even ask you what English you're going to want, because we only have one option for all of our freshmen. We only have one option for all of our freshmen for government, for economics, and then Apex and advisory. Now, I left this math message here. I've already said it twice, so I think you guys are pretty set on that one. I can select any science class that I want here. I'm going to say environmental science. Now, as an 8th grader, I'm going to say I haven't taken any high school level math classes. However, your answer may be that you are currently passing Algebra 1 or Algebra 2 or geometry. We also give a couple of options about if you are not doing so well in your classes right now. But generally, most of our freshmen will be selecting this. I have not taken any high school level math classes. So I'm going to say next. And then, of course, you will be put into Integrated Math 1. Now, here's this note again. Every freshman must select one elective that fulfills a graduation requirement. This includes, but is not limited to, lifetime wellness, any fine arts credit, or Spanish 1. And again, I put a description of the elective course catalog right here. Now, you can choose any of these classes and they all count toward a required to graduate elective credit. So I'm going to say lifetime wellness because I want to go ahead and take lifetime wellness as a freshman. As my second elective choice, I am going to choose Spanish 1, which is another required to graduate elective. I will say, if you're interested in taking something that is a half semester or a half of year class, so a single semester class. So just for the sake of showing you guys what this is, I'm going to choose African American history, which is one of our single semester classes. Whenever I do that, I have to select another class that fulfills the rest of that school year. So I'm going to say fitness and conditioning, which is our PE credit. Now, because these selections are not first come, first serve, we give a lot of alternate choices. So we ask all of our students to give us these alternates just in case one of their other classes were to fill up. I'm going to choose creative writing 1 as my first alternative choice. And I don't know, let's do media arts and cinema for my second choice. And then I'm going to say next. And there's a place for questions, comments, and concerns right here at the very end of this. So I'm not going to submit it, but you guys should by May 12th. And again, I put this, I say this over and over again, and I even put it down here at the very bottom of this guide. This is so much information, and it is perfectly normal and natural to feel overwhelmed and stressed out about all this information and not even know where to begin. You are not alone if you are feeling those things. Please ask us questions, email us, call us. I have linked our emails, both me and Miss Haynes, right here at the very bottom of this spreadsheet or of this guide, but they're also linked in all of those other documents as well. You can also call the school, which here's our number right here, with any of your questions at any time. We are here so often. So please let us know if you guys need anything. I hope everybody has a good day. And again, please ask your questions.